All right, YouTubes. Right, we're live today. We're going to paint this job today. It's a Citroen Berlingo van. We've got a new door and we're blending into the adjacent panels. Colour code's EXY. It's straight black, solid black. I've done a spectro image off of that wing. That rear side panel's been painted in direct gloss. That's original base coat and clear. We're doing it in base coat and clear. Well, I'm doing it base coat and clear. And just going to go through the whole lot. So if you're not regular to my channel, my whole paint system's MIPA. So we'll be doing it in MIPA products. So the wet on wet going on the door is going to be F37, wet on wet, dark grey. And then it'd be MIPA water base. And I'll be using the One Visit ETR additive in it. So it should be quite quick and straightforward. And then the clear coat going on this, being a commercial, we're going to use MIPA CX2 clear coat, just sort of their budget cheaper clear coat, but it'd be ideal to try and recreate this commercial factory finish, which isn't great. So yeah, just going to go through it all. I don't know how long my battery's going to last, or whether the connection's any good, or whether anyone's even watching, but we're just going to film it live. I do my best to do the camera work. There's going to be a bit of drying and stuff in between, so I'll get this wet on wet on, and then that's about 15 minutes. So we're going to mix a colour. Then I'll take the camera in there, we'll mix a colour, and by that time the wet and wet should be gone off, and then we just do all the base coat application and blending, get that dried off, and then get the clear coat on. So let's get to it. It's all been degreased. There was a couple of live videos from yesterday prepping this up and hanging on the new door and lining it up. So everything's been degreased, solvent degreaser, water degreaser. It's all been blown off. I chucked a bit of sheet over that panel while I wet and wet that door, so I don't get any overspray over the back end of the van. So yeah, it's all been degreased, all been blown off. So we're just going to get the booth on, get some heat in here. All my guns are Satajet, so the wet and wet's going on with a Satajet 1500B, and it's got a 1.4. It's an RP setup, and this is critical to get this on nice. Get a good coat on there. First time, one coat. Try and get it as smooth as possible. So I'll do my best. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, but if it does, it'll be live. I'm not gonna, you're gonna see it how it is. How long this would take me to paint. I tried to do everything as efficient as possible, with energy. Got a couple of things that are against me. I'm a bit low on the tinter for the colour, so I'm going to be scraping it with the colour. I didn't check it yesterday and get it ordered. And I'm low on gas as well, so hopefully that'll last as well. I have got some backup gas, but means I'll have to go and swap the bottles over and stuff. But we'll see how it goes anyway. So let's get the booth on. I'll try and move the camera around as best I can. I'll just try and do my best. That's all I can do. So let's get to it. Sorry about the flickering. I can't stop that from happening. Well, I'm not sure if it's still connected to the internet, said it wasn't then, or if anyone's watching, to be honest. Oh, so that's the wet and wet on there anyway. So 15 minutes that needs really. If you try and rush that bit, it haze off a little bit. It does haze off your clear coat a little bit. So I just put it on a bake cycle now, but not at a bake temperature, just at the spray temperature, 25 degrees it's at. Just let it run on a bake cycle with a timer on for 15 minutes, so I know it's had 15 minutes. And I'll mix the colour while that's going on. And yeah, don't want to get it too warm and dry, but you do want that to dry the gas right off that wet and wet. If you do that, it doesn't have any effect on the clear coat. So colour, spectroed it yesterday, and there's a good shade. It's straight black at the end of the day, so we're blending it anyway. But I'll go with the spectro one. I'll show you the results. So it's giving me light shade is the best, and that's 0 there, which is you can't get any closer than that. So it has reformulated it a little bit, it's adjusted it. So we just go with the adjusted one of that. I'm not even going to go and look at the colour chip. So there's two slightly different colours on that side panel anyway. On that side of that fan, there's the side panel's been painted in direct gloss, front wing's original, so there's going to be a little bit of discrepancies between them panels, so we're just going to blend into it and get it all the same. There's a few shades of that colour, to be fair. It's been out a long time, that this colour, EXY. So yeah, there's a few variants of it. So we just go with the lighter, what it recommends. I'm a bit tight on tinter. Should be enough. I hope it is. It won't need a lot of coverage. We're doing it with a one visit modifier, which is it's called MEPA ETR additive. So it go on in one application. It won't require a lot to cover that. So just over half a litre should. So the normal two-coat way, you'd be adding thinners in there, but you just replace thinners with this ETR additive. Probably mixed up too much now, but don't want to run out. So that's how you can use it like that. Me using this ETR additive, it's not per data sheet, so I have to put a disclaimer to say the method how I use this additive, it's not tested by MEPA. So they've asked me to, you know, to say that, I don't recommend the way I do it. They need to test it first. So yeah, a bit of a disclaimer. My method with this ETR additive at the moment isn't per data sheet. So I don't recommend people using it, but it's been working so far. I've been taking the risk with it. So the 20% ETR additives in there instead of water. And then what I do on top of that, and it can be used in combination, is I put their accelerator in there. So it's not the water thinner that would normally go in the two-coat system. This is like a drying aid in high humidity stuff like that. You can add this, you can do a 50-50 mix with this, with the water on the two-coat method to aid the drying in high humidity situations. This is really thick now with that ETR in there. And it says you can, on the date sheet, it does say you can use this in combination with the ETR additive and not the water, just the accelerating agent. So I put 20% ETR in it, and because it's got such good coverage, especially black anyway, but even other colours it will have with this ETR in there, and it all goes in one coat. It is quite thick, and it does struggle to come through the gun a little bit. When you see it going on in a bit, it looks horrible when it goes on, but it dries silky smooth. So you sort of got to ignore how the product looks when it's wet, because it doesn't look nice. But it is a thick product. So I put this in there. It sort of thins it a little bit, helps it to come through the gun a little bit, and it aids with the drying because you're putting it all on in one coat. That takes quite a bit to dry to dehydrate the water. So I put 10% in. So I basically half what's on there, put 10% of this WBS accelerating agent in it. So it was 105. So I'll put 50 grams of this in it. It's not exact stuff. If you can see like how thick it makes the product, that is thick. But it has to be, because you can put 2 to 3 coats on top of each other and a drop coat, so it needs the thickness there for it to be stable and not run. I haven't had it run yet. Don't Well, most colours. It's a good. This water base is it's got really good opacity anyway. It does covers really well, even in the two coat system. You're always going to have those colours that don't cover, no matter how good covering, your base coat covers. There's always going to be them colours that need extra coat or specific grade shade or whatever. So it covers really well in the two coat way anyway. So with this ETR in there, the coverage, the hiding power is unbelievable. But yeah, it's thick. But I find it really simple the way it goes on. And it's just one lot of drying as well, which is for me it's a massive time saver. But again, I've had struggle with this blending being such a thick product when you have a bit of a dry spray of it, like on the end of it, blending and stuff like that. You're always going to have that transition, that bit of dry spray, and it feels really rough, the dry spray. So in metallic colours, this is quite a straightforward colour to blend, obviously straight black. But with metallics, I found the metallic was bunching up on the dry spray. So how I've got over that, and again, this per date sheet, is I put some of the transparent base coat down, which is 000 on there. Just mix that normally with the water, 20% water, and just put a wet bed down, and then blend straight into it while it's wet, and it seems to work, no problem. I've had some decent results with it. The prep has to be a little bit better because you're not stacking up coats on top of each other. So your prep needs to be a little bit better because some metallic colours it will highlight a bit of prepping scratches because you're not really covering it up with any drier sprays or with any drop coats. And again, with this on metallics, I won't need to do it on this, but with metallics, you just drop coat straight into the wet film. And then gun setup. There's a data sheet out there that specifies this gun. So 5500 HVLP with a 1.3i setup in it, and then with a QMR on it. And with a QMR, 1.8 bar you spray it at. You set the QMR up, you push the button in, wind it all the way in, and then wind it out 1 1/4 turns. So the indicator's there, and then lock it down. That's full trigger. And then for drop coat, you just pull that in. And I'd say it gives it half trigger. And that's basically it. Do it all in one go. And another thing which I've done wrong there is I've experimented with filters. I got the SART cup, so 2 filter sizes, 125 micron, which is you would use for most applications, base coat, clear, especially water based for catching all those little bits. I find it restricts it a little bit, so I use the 200 micron filters, which I didn't put in that one, so I'll have to put one in. So they're a bit wider. They're more for like primer, these filters. But I haven't had any bits come through with them. And it seems to just flow through the gun a bit better with a 200. So 200 micron filter instead of a 125 micron filter. I don't know how good the internet's connection is and how well you can hear me neither, because it's all being done on the phone. So but we're good to go. Okay. Maybe fill this up. Do a new copy. Excuse me. Can't edit none of this out, can I? Let me know, man, in the comments. I don't even know if anyone's watching. To be honest with you. What you think of the live? I've just thought I'd give it a go. Saves me loads of editing anyway. Right, I'll get you the big connections, all right, and then we'll get on it. Still on, man. We're still on. Look at that. You've just been watching paint dry. That's what I have to do for a living. I don't know who's watching or who saw that, At one visit, didn't take that long to dry at all. Probably 10 minutes, if that. 3 blowers on the go. My compressor struggles with that 3 of those blowers. So I've only got piston compressor. Quite a corkscrew, be a bit different, or hydrovane. But yeah, so it struggles with 3. So there's not a great deal of air volume. But that was on a bake cycle at 45 degrees. So I'm sweating, it's hot in there. If there's not so many separate parts, I'll just leave that standing there. Just keep going in and manoeuvring it, so I haven't got to stand there in all that heat. But that's it, it's ready to go. Ready for clear coat. No, bit quick tack off and ready for clear coat. I find that quick with that additive in there. Instead of doing all them separate coats, I would have done half coat and 2. I'd normally double up the coats on the 2 coat way, but it takes a long time to dry, and I've got to dry between. So there's 2 lots of drying then, and getting temperatures up and down as well is tricky. Because you've got time for getting the temperature back down. If I want 35, 45 degrees in there to dry up water base, I've got to then wait good 5 minutes to try and get that heat out. And in the summer months, I can't get it out. So yeah, I find this way more straightforward, but it's a little bit more to think about with the blending, especially on tricky colours, keeping everything wet. But I'm getting used to it now. Anyway, we'll put the clear coat on now. So I'll give that time to cool down while I mix it clear. And I'm not putting anything fancy on it. So you're going to put this on me for CX2. It's decent enough. It's all right. It's good clear. It's fast drive. I put the medium hardener in it. It can struggle a little bit on bigger jobs. And the finish is okay, and the polishing are great. But it's a budget clear. It's pretty cheap, to be fair, this clear. But it's still good, good quality for the price. I'm not going to go and put like CC9 on it or CC14 because they're like the premium clears. It's just overkill for that fan. So the finish ain't going to be great, but don't want it to be fantastic because it's a fan at the end of the day. They don't come out the factory with great finishes, so there's no point trying to get a glass finish on a vehicle like that. I'll put a clear coat on with my Satajet X. And it's a 1.2 IRP. Hopefully it's still on. Still on, man. There we have it. Paint spraying live. I don't know. Is it a first for YouTube? Has anyone painted live? I don't know. I haven't seen any. There you go. Saw it here first on the Humble paint sprayer, spraying live, and nothing went wrong. I don't think. Anyway, but I don't know who's watched. I don't know how many people watch, or if you've watched it from the beginning or whatever. But sort of demonstrating there how quick that one visit ETR in the MEPA system and the whole MEPA system. You know, fair size job, side of a van. 3 applications to do with wet on wet, base coat and clear coat. And what we're on 88 minutes. I don't think that's out of the way with all the drying in between. 2 coats of clear as well. Don't think that's out of the way. Yeah, it's a bit of pressure doing it live, but yeah, just got to forget the cameras there. I might try this again. I'm not sure. Saves me a lot of editing, but obviously it's long-winded, and it's going to be in times that people are at work and stuff. So we'll see. Anyway, I thought I'd give it a go. So hope you enjoyed it anyway. And yeah, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. I have lost some subscribers since I've done some lives yesterday, but is what it is. Got some videos coming out soon. I didn't manage to get one out this weekend, just gone, because just finding time to edit it all. I make so many mistakes with what I talk about and stuttering and stuff like that it takes me fucking forever to fucking edit them. I have to go through every bit of it. And I like to try and show as much as possible. So my videos are always really long, and I try my hardest to cut the times down. I know really this should be like 15, 20 minutes, but or should break them up. But is what it is. I do my best, and I like to show it all. I like to show all the coats and all in real time, and I try and speed up things. I'll just keep trying. But yeah, thanks anyway for watching. Really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, leave your feedback, what you think of it being done live. I didn't mind it too much, but it is a bit of pressure knowing that it's like having a teacher there, someone watching you. You know what I mean? It's yeah, it's always in the back of your mind that someone's watching you. And when you're doing your job or whatever, you know, it's not nice when someone's watching you, but it's what it is. I enjoyed it anyway. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Have a good day and a good week, and hopefully I'll get something out this Saturday. Look after yourselves. Cheers.